Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. I'm here with Clemente and Ray. It's been a while since I've partied with Clemente here to talk about prediction markets ahead of the United States election. It is absolutely heating up. We are seeing prediction market interest at, like, no hyperbole, go through the roof right now with Kalshi's app, Kalshi's mobile app, at first climbing in the financial application category, and then now climbing in just the overall app category. So just as far as apps go, this thing is straight up cooking. I mean, you see Tarek right there saying, God have mercy. They just flipped Netflix in the App Store. So that is pretty crazy. Flip Venmo, flip Capital One. So anyway, we are going to do a very special stream where we break down the most profitable trades that you can make on the Kalshi platform right now. If you are into election prediction markets and just United States-based prediction markets in general, this is going to be a jam. You see what Ray has for the banner on screen. Kalshi.com/Bodagos. KALSHI.com/Bodagos for a $20 deposit bonus when you deposit $100. So a 20% bonus on that $100 deposit. One other really cool thing is there's 4.05% interest on deposits and active trades. So that's pretty cool stuff. 4.05% on active trades. As in, you place a trade, you're getting interest on the capital that you've deployed into that trade. So they flip Netflix. They're a top 50 app across all categories. It's pretty crazy stuff. Clemente, how you doing on a Friday here? You're in Nick's setup. What's going on?
I'm doing great. I'm currently, trying to figure out the different landscape right now. But I'm fired up. I made a few picks about a week and a half ago, I think, Pio, and they are aging beautifully.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. I'm hitting on a lot of them. So I'm feeling very good, and Kalshi is absolutely crushing all of their marketing right now. It's cool to see them do activations. They're doing one right now at Madison. What is it called? The Madison Square Garden, I believe.
That's the name of the iconic sports arena in New York City that has existed for like 100 years. Yes.
Yeah. So they're at MSG, as the New Yorkers are calling it. They're doing a little live kind of back and forth between Trump and Harris. So it's cool stuff. So highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, look at that. Live from Madison Square Gardens, number 2. So they are just doing all kinds of cool stuff. There it is.
Garden, not gardens.
Madison Square Gardens. So it's just a bunch of square gardens owned by this girl, Madison.
Mm-hmm. So Madison's Gardens are crushing it. But anyways, yeah, that's the live report from New York, from MSG. Back over to you guys.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. I'm so glad we covered that. So anyway, Ray, why don't you recap the markets here going into our predictions? We're about to drop some hot fire. Basically, every prediction is guaranteed to come true, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's not the case. But we're going to make our picks. We got the 2024 election forecast on a slick UI. Let's party.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest mover, or like not the biggest mover, but the biggest attention grabber is just the presidential market right now, up to 61% for Trump. This was in the mid 50s when we had this stream a little more than a week ago. So Trump has absolutely been cooking. All of the momentum's flowing his way. We talked about Pennsylvania specifically on the last stream, and I think Trump was at 53% there. He's now up to 57 since Pio, you made that call there. I have a little bit of no on Harris. So Pennsylvania has absolutely been cooking.
The trend, man. I mean, look at this. This is very fascinating to see. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, like crazy to see the gap. It widened as much as 58% for Trump. It's come back a little bit, but I mean, it's trending up again. I think more money came in on Trump today. The next market that we took a peek at, the popular vote, this went the other direction. We were talking about this, Democrats have won the popular vote 20 or like for the last 20 years. It's been over 20 years since Republicans won the popular vote. And I was saying last week, I was like, I don't know, like it's going to be, if Trump is getting this much momentum and if he's going to be coming into the polls with momentum, I could see a world where Trump does win the popular vote. As unlikely as it is, and as it would be bucking history, I don't know if I like the Harris vote as much as as much as I did before. I think I'll let you guys talk me into betting Harris here. So I'm now down on that.
Clemente, I'm genuinely curious. I know you're a politics expert.
Yeah.
And nobody knows political stuff like you do. But I'm curious, do you think the trend is your friend here and this gap narrows and that Donald Trump 36% is a buy here to move up towards, call it 43%?
Yeah, well, thank you, Pio. No, I took Kamala Harris. I'm down slightly. I believe I took her around 67% to win the popular vote. They have not, like Ray was saying, the Republicans have not won the popular vote in over 20 years. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Al Gore was the last president to win that popular vote.
George W. Bush.
George W. Bush.
Yeah,
or would be a Democrat, not a Republican. And also, you took the bet at 76 cents. We did a little fact checking on this one. So 76 cents.
Wow, you're a dumbass. Wow. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, look, if I was realigning right now with my if Trump wins the popular vote, that would be absolute madness if he was able to pull that off. And Ray, maybe that is a good trade then. If you think that it really is going to be a landslide victory, Trump winning the popular vote would certainly be that'd be a 3x.
Yeah, 3x.
If you hold it all the way through, I think that there's value there just buying it here and trading it. Real quick, before we continue, Clemente, is it true that you put on a ski mask and military garb and actually raided the Capitol on January 6, 2021? Is that actually true? Because I'm seeing that on the call sheet here.
Yeah, the footage, we're definitely not going to put that up, but I wasn't rating it. I was simply attending a little tour, and I happened to get caught up in the momentum that was there. It's kind of like, you're there and things just kind of escalate out of control a little bit. Yeah, that's exactly what I was wearing.
That looks familiar right there. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get, so our first, I'd say, conviction pick would be, one of my conviction picks is Donald Trump popular vote here at 36%.
Wow.
And I mean, that's been climbing. Trend is your friend. And I don't even mean to hold that through finality, because I actually think there's a tremendous amount of risk that you're taking on if you do that. But if you just want like a 1 week trade here, or like, I guess, how many days is it until the election, right? 12 days, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
So a week takes us next Friday, elections on the Tuesday. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days.
11 days. So if you want a nice 11-day trade, then I think that Donald Trump popular vote, that gap's going to narrow. I was saying, so Ray, let's go to the election winner. So I want to talk about this prediction right here. Let's look at this trade, the election winner. I have a little bit of egg on my face with the election winner. I have a little bit of egg here. I thought that Harris was going to narrow this gap. I did not think this gap was going to aggressively pull away for Trump seemingly every day. It seems like every day the gap widens. Trump's going on 90 podcasts a day with all sorts of people from different demographics. JD Vance just went on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and now he's going on Tim Dillon's podcast. Trump already went on Theo Vaughn's podcast. He's going on Joe Rogan's podcast literally today. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, is only doing like highly rehearsed interviews that are highly edited. They're still not coming out that good. And then she declined the All In podcast and Joe Rogan's podcast. My assumption is Trump will be going on the All In podcast also, but they have made a big fuss about that. Or did he already go on? I'm not sure. But anyway, I thought this gap, I thought we were going to see a reversal here on Harris. And I just have egg on my face. I don't know. Clemente.
I would agree with that. And that was Mr. Cuban. That was on the All In podcast. Kamala Harris was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, which was that made waves. But she's trying to reach the young women at a specific demographic. But that was interesting. But people were very excited by the JD Vance podcast on that he did on Theo Vaughn. So it's kind of a podcast off at this rate.
Real quick, we have a comment from Aman Ale here that we're actually not gonna read it out loud. But Aman, thank you for participating. Maybe ask questions that we can read on air in the future. Look,
not currently, Aman. Not currently.
Ray, I'd be curious. Any other picks that you have here? Well, anyway, just to recap some of the previous picks, because those two picks were ones that we still felt were worth bringing up. We had this one. Will Linda Yaccarino leave X? So this is the CEO of X platform. That one held steady at 18%. We had Bitcoin price end of year. This has actually moved a decent amount. People are bullish on the orange coin. Above 75 grand, ran from, get this, ladies and gentlemen, 30% to nearly 60%, a 2x on that trade. That we were being sheepish about that because of some of the rules of this trade. However, I think the interest in Donny Boy, the new Bitcoin president, is prompting people to want to pile into this trade. Before we move on, Clemente, any comment?
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing these bets, seeing these trades, because you can it's a levered bet on Bitcoin, and the upside of it is if you took this trade a couple of weeks ago, you could have gotten a nice run on your capital. But if you hold this thing till like the closer we get towards the end of the year, and if Bitcoin doesn't go on a run, the downside of Bitcoin not hitting 75K is your trade literally goes to zero, versus if you just hold Bitcoin, you still get to keep it.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So, I mean, the way it worked over the last week and a half or so is that it's been better to take this trade. I think we had that same discussion, and we said, why not just hold the Bitcoin? And we kind of got proven wrong in live time. You would have 2x'd on this. You would have probably made 5% on Bitcoin, if that, over the last week and a half. The thing is, though, you need to be actively managing this position, because it's not like will it get over 77K, or will it get over 75K? It's, will it be over 75K on December 31st?
Oh,
so
interesting. That's volatile.
Yeah, so you have to, like, if you're getting down to the wire there, you're not going to be like potentially in the money. So you got to sell this when you get a little bit of momentum and price momentum. Otherwise, you might be in some trouble.
So can we pull one up that I think is basically free money right now, please?
I know which one it is. Is it Bitcoin all-time high this year?
No, I want to go to Eric Adams out as NYC mayor this year.
Did you listen to the show this morning?
He's not out.
Oh, I think he is. I think he's out for sure.
Out this year.
Yeah, he's out.
If Trump gets elected, he's going to pardon him. He's going to pardon his ass. You thought this was free money?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought it was, which is why I wanted to check in with the chief New York correspondent and see what you thought of it, because I was like, okay, this is literally guaranteed to print. He's getting out of here.
How could you have a position that this is free money? You don't know anything about New York.
Well, I walked around. I saw a lot of chaos, Pio. There were, we were in Brooklyn, a lot of homeless, a lot of kind of paraphernalia activity going on. I was like, wow, Eric Adams really needs to get this thing under control. People aren't happy with him. He's going to leave.
I went to a grocery store and I saw a guy in clown makeup throw a basket 30 feet in the air and then run away. It was unreal. The state of Brooklyn right now is just wild.
That's an inside joke, ladies and gentlemen, that if you follow Clemente and myself on Twitter, undoubtedly you will eventually understand. God knows how long it's going to take to get to that point. But anyway, I think this is a free money bet the other side, which is betting no, which is the favorite right now. And I actually, in fact, have money on this trade. I do. So
we live bet it this morning. I took it this morning right on the show when we were talking about it.
Yep. Yikes. Same at the same. Yikes. Anyway, so, well, that's interesting that you bring that up as a free money bet when we felt exactly 180 degrees the opposite. But we have Venom: The Last Dance, Rotten Tomatoes score. So this is for all you movie buffs out there. This is for your Marvel comics or DC comics. I don't know about the comic universes and the different, IP and things like that. But we got Venom: The Last Dance over here. Clemente covered this one in a video on Twitter saying that there's no chance that this hits a score of 60 at the time. Above 45 was trading at 40 cents. It's now up over 85 cents. So Clemente was over
2x,
88 cents right now on the no for above 40.
No. So I did some TA on this, Pio. I think you'd be very proud of my movie analysis. This thing, basically, they thought it was going to get over 65%, like the average. People thought it was going to get like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. I did some TA. And I looked at the first Venom. First Venom did terribly. It got like a 30%. Second Venom did pretty well. It got a 50%. But you know what I did? I go, okay, hey Siri, pull up Joker 2. How did that do? Got 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. So what happened is I predicted that the critics would have a sour taste in their mouth after the second Joker, right? So I go, boom, Venom not going to do well. And guess what? 2x.
Boom. Incredible. I mean, that's pretty good. So do we think that where would you trade this here?
I would go above. So above 30% is a 92. No. I would take the no. You know what? Now I would go. So it seems like this is going to be like around a 30 to a 35%. I don't know if I would trade this at this point, but I would go. Ray, can you go down really quickly? I would go no on the above 35%.
No on above 35%. That is an aggressive trade.
Yeah, I would take that. I would hammer that right now.
That's an aggressive trade. I'm not going to co-sign that one.
Okay.
Because I think the studio can pump a little bit of money into the tomato people's pants, the Rotten Tomatoes people's pants. And as a result, they pump up that score a little bit because Tom Hardy's in this movie, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this movie's not even 90 minutes long. It's basically just an episode of like Succession. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's interesting that they're putting that thing out in theaters. Clemente also took Trump to win the election at 53 cents. Now it's up to 61 cents. So that's a good one. He took Harris to win popular vote at 76 cents. As we discussed before, that one's falling. And, okay, so will Trump win a deep blue state? Let's pull up that one. That's an interesting one. The relevant states being California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington. Damn, man. That's a lot of deep blue states. You think any of those could get disrupted?
Can we do Washington, please? Washington's interesting.
Just any at this point. So if any of those get flipped, the yes bet there is 17 cents.
There's probably some value on that to at least trade it going into the election, maybe not hold for finality, but trade it from 18 to 24, right? 18 to 24. That seems like an okay trade.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting, if you go on their main election page and look at the percentage on the map, you take a look. So I think deep blue is basically anything here that's like listed above 80.
Yeah, so New Jersey, someone in the crowd here, Festige, brings up a very good point, which is New Jersey is interesting for sure, in my opinion.
85%. So only 15% in New Hampshire. 85 seems kind of low for New Hampshire. 95% for Harris there. 88% for Harris in New Mexico.
How's Washington?
98% Harris.
Yikes.
I mean, so it's 98%.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let's take a look at maybe like if Trump wins a deep blue state, that probably means that he's swept the battleground states. I think there may be a bet for that, or a trade rather for that.
Well,
I thought there was a battleground state, but I might be
swing state, not battleground, but swing. I think. I'm assuming.
How many swing states will Trump win?
There you go.
So if you take a sweep there, you take that at 31%. So if you think he gets all of those, is there a chance that he flips one or the other and you get like a little bit, like almost 2x the value? If you're taking the, sorry, I had the wrong tab shared. How many swing states will he win? So 7, the yes is 33. So if he sweeps the swing states, you're taking 31%. If you take yes, he'll flip a deep blue, you're getting at 18. So like if he sweeps all the swing states, do you think there's a chance that he gets another? I don't know. It's tough.
The more I look at this map, the more I think that Trump might win. Though I think what you guys were saying is a good trade. 11-day trade, that feels like the best no-brainer, or the best value is to go for the popular vote Trump and get that, for the next week.
Yeah, I think so too. Really quick, the balance of power trade, the trend lines on this bad boy are pretty interesting. It looks like people seem to really think that a Republican sweep is on the table here. Because if you look, that is trending up at 46% here.
Wow. Yeah, I think, look, if we were going to do some TA on this, I would say the Fibonacci levels, it's really breaking past the upper levels. If I was quoting up and coming trader and analyst Greeny Trades, he would say that this is due for a breakout and it's going to go higher. You would be calling for all-time highs here for the Republican sweep with potential upside to 60 to 65%.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think that a lot of these trends, I mean, Ray, what we're kind of talking about here for some of the trends regarding the election is, do you think there will be a reversal or not? I was over here preaching that there could be a reversal for Kamala, and yet that gap is just widening. It seems like all the gaps are widening. The only one that is closing, everything's just kind of moving towards Trump. And so the gap of popular vote is closing while all the gaps where Trump and Republicans are in the lead are widening. And I just feel like, for example, that last one that we had 18% for will Trump win a deep blue state. There's just some value there between now and the election again to trade. I'm not saying any of these with finality will go through, but I just feel like for an 11-day trade, it makes a lot of sense. This seems like another one. Republican sweep, go from 46 to 54.
Yeah, this is very interesting. My question here
on this thesis,
Pia, I like it. The only question mark here is what the Democrats might have up their sleeve. In the last 2 weeks, they've brought out Obama, and he's just been out there every single day just preaching the good word. They even brought out Eminem in the Detroit rally to try to rally the troops there. Nothing. But maybe they're going to bring out someone else. I don't know what other ace they have up their sleeve. Joe Biden was seen running today, jogging and showing some agility there. So maybe he's, going to show more support for Harris. But I wouldn't sleep on Big Blue making a comeback here.
Well, what's his name? I mean, Eminem and Obama are both rich people. And so if you're going to have really super duper rich people that have a bunch of mansions and stuff and are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, tell people why they should vote for somebody, I think they might go the other way, anyway, I don't know. One other, opportunity for trading. Let's look at the Fed rate cut markets real quick. Let's take a look at that.
Here's November's. This one has been just climbing on 25 bips, single cut. I think we were at 75 when we had the show last time, up to 87 now. I'm still holding no cut.
And when is this happening? November 7th.
7th, yeah. So right after the election.
25 basis points. It looks like that's locked in. Do we have another Fed one for the following meeting?
We don't. We can use that for total rate cuts. So if there is a single rate cut, we just assume that happens. So that means we've had 3 rate cuts so far. So you're looking at 25% of no cut in December, 59% of a single cut, 5% of a double cut in December. Also a 5% chance they drop rates. So this here is interesting. They're not going to cut rates in December, right? That just seems like it's put loose cash here, so you earn the 4% interest, and you also get another 4% here. Why not trade out of it if you need to?
That's pretty good. I do like a risky bank account there, Ray. No on 2 cuts for 50 basis points. Yeah. So, but you're saying that there's no shot that they cut in December. I wonder why I think everyone's just looking at it that they wanted to cut 1 full percentage point this year.
Oh, sorry. I mean, they don't raise rates in December.
Oh, they're not going to raise them.
Yeah.
No,
Right. That's what, sorry, I used the wrong word. They're not going to raise rates to cut down to just 2 cuts for the year, because they'll be at 3 once they cut this month.
Got it. And we got some audience action here. Jack of all trades weighing in. He said that they have to cut the rates or the economy blows up. I predict there's going to be a black swan event that allows them to cut back down to 0. I don't think that's going to happen in the next couple months. And with the presidential election, we'll see how it goes. I do think we'll trend towards zero. I think it'll be a really big rate cut cycle and a monster economic cycle, a monster cycle of currency debasement and asset prices pumping their faces off is what I believe. Clemente, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, I have a trade I'd like for us to look at. I think this one's very interesting. Ray, can we look at the market for Time Person of the Year 2024? This one's interesting. The leading bet for this at 26% is AI.
Right. Which they do every like few years. We looked at the history last time and they do that.
Really?
They do like non-humans.
Got it. So taking the no would be a very bad trade then.
Well, and sometimes they do multiple people. So for example, 2022, this is a perfect example. They did the Spirit of Ukraine and Zelensky.
Got it.
Then 2020, they did Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. 2018, they did The Guardian. So it's like a bunch of journalists. 2017, they did the silence breakers from the Me Too movement, right? 2016, they just did Donald Trump. So this year, people think it's either going to just be AI or it's going to be AI and Sam Altman is what people think.
Got it. Got it.
You're not feeling that great anymore, are you?
No, I would well, everyone else, I'm not like, there's no way the propaganda is going to let Elon Musk become like the yes on Elon Musk is not going to happen. I would bet, or I would trade actually trade no on Taylor Swift. I would trade the no on Jerome Powell and trade the no on ChatGPT. But that's, that's just getting 6% yield. You might as well just hold your cash in Kalshi and you might get a better rate actually.
Right. But you can hold your cash. Yeah. But active trades get yield. So you might.
Got it.
Yeah. You're just figuring that out now, even though we've talked about it multiple times on the show. Gotcha. Okay.
So
literally
I do like
the other trade too. I was like, and you just park your cash here so you get double yield. But there's like, hey, actually, you know what? Just screw that market. Let's look at this one. And then forget about the the native yield. Elon Musk and Altman have been flip-flopping back and forth. A couple hours ago when I was setting things up for the stream, Musk was number 2 and it flipped Altman. So there's definitely a little bit of movement here and some action.
Well, this one's actually just particularly interesting because if we scroll down a little bit. Okay, so check it out. How you can't give it to Taylor Swift this year.
No.
Preposterous.
Yeah.
Jerome Powell, get the fuck out. No one knows who Jerome Powell is. Nobody knows. Like mainstream people, they do not know who Jerome Powell is. I like the AI bet. I like literally the AI. And so we just have to check the rules to make sure it resolves if AI and Sam Altman are. And do we have a PDF for the rules here?
Yeah, we'll just go through this 2-page PDF real quick.
So let's just break it down real quick. If you can zoom to 150% rate, that plus button on the top.
I like this one. I like this one a lot.
I love this bet. It ain't going to be Elon Musk, although like he's obviously done incredible stuff. But has he been person of the year? He was person of the year already a couple of years ago. So, so here we go. So we're just digging through the criteria for this payout, ladies and gentlemen. If multiple persons win, all persons that are listed are encompassed within the payout. For example, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, if they both won and you traded Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, that's okay. That's fine.
That would resolve 50-50. So you get a 50-cent payout on either one.
On either one. Got it. Okay. Well, that's probably why it's priced the way that it is now, because people think that it's going to either be just AI or AI and Sam Altman, I'd imagine. I suppose they could go just Sam Altman, but dude, I think they're going to go broad and they're going to go AI. Sam Altman's not a big enough name for mainstream. Elon Musk is a big enough name for mainstream. Donald Trump is, Greta Thunberg is, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden obviously are. But I just think, can I see real quick the history again? Yeah. Anyway, like think about it with Sergei Zelensky, they had to throw the Spirit of Ukraine with it because Ukraine is a bigger name than Sergei Zelensky. Elon Musk is a bigger name than SpaceX. He's a bigger name than Tesla. He's a bigger name than, a boring company or Starlink or Neuralink, all these different things. So you can just go Elon Musk. But Sam Altman is not a bigger name than AI. Taylor Swift won last year. Get Taylor Swift out of here. Get out of here, dude.
She won last year?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Honestly, I kind of just like the no on AI at 75% and just like anybody else. Like, why are we just assuming it's going to come from this list? You know, just no on AI 75%. Just take your shot.
I trust the market, man. And I just think that if they're not going to give it to Donald Trump for winning, why is Donald Trump not on here? And why is
Well, Trump has won it. I don't know. Have they done back to back? Trump won in 2016.
Right, but do they not do multiples? Barack Obama won it twice.
Barack Obama. That's the Barack Obama trade. That's interesting.
George Bush won it twice.
Wait, Obama only won it once.
Obama?
Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. Yep.
Obama.
Type in, hit Command F or Control F, parenthesis, open parenthesis, 2, close parenthesis.
Yep. Bush won twice. The American soldier won twice.
Of course.
Clinton won
Bill
twice.
Clinton. It's all presidents that won twice. Well, how is Trump not in this market? That's insane.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Can they add an additional, like, can Kalshi add an additional option here?
You can do other, I think, right?
I don't know if there's an other listed here. There was. I would be taking other.
Let's
I'm
see.
just using no on AI as like the proxy for other.
Yeah.
Because it's the best rate. 75 cents.
Very interesting. Challenging trade, ladies and gentlemen. What's your stomach telling you, Clemente?
I would way rather trade Trump than AI at 26%. I would way rather do that. And I think I agree with Ray. No. And like if Kamala wins, 1000% Time Person of the Year. No shot. Like that's gonna be her. So taking the no on 75% here actually is very interesting. I like that a lot.
Okay. What about you, Ray?
No. I'm thinking no on AI is what I would take here. I think they're not including Trump and Kamala here is because they segregate their election and non-election markets. And I think that's a crossover that wouldn't work out.
Fair.
Does that make sense? I think otherwise they would be listed here.
Well, it makes sense. The AI thing is the favorite. When did ChatGPT come out?
Years ago. Like
over a year ago.
Years ago? At least.
I would also take but the trend is your friend. It's going up. Screw it. I'm taking yes on AI, but it's not my highest conviction bet or my highest conviction trade. My highest conviction trade is going to be, it's going to be presidential popular vote, Donald Trump. That's my highest conviction trade. And then my another high conviction trade is that Eric Adams will remain New York City mayor. That's a high conviction trade. And both of those, I'd just be looking to swing trade and not hold through finality. Those would definitely be not through finality.
So I have a quick, well, I know we need to wrap soon, but I had a quick one I want to take a look at and just get an early call on. This was recently released. As of today, the market came out. 2025 Oscar for Best Picture. I wanted to check in with the movie expert of, filmography extraordinaire, PO, and see if he had any early picks for this.
What you want PO, not me?
Well, obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I know Pio is very experienced in the filmography, as you would say, cinematography department. So, Best Picture. Any early picks here, Pio? Anything that sticks out to you for potentially winning the Oscar in 2025 for Best Picture? This is going to be held in March.
Damn, there's so many movies, man. Go up. Let me see this favorite, The Brutalist. Let me just see who directed this bad boy. Okay. So you got Adrian Brody, who's like a serious actor. Felicity Jones, Guy Pearce. Director is Brady Corbett or Corbet. Huh? Where did he go to? Did he go to film school at USC? Where'd this guy go? Okay, I don't know. All right, so
7% on the tomato meter.
Yep. And what's it about?
Escaping
3.5 hours.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
That is preposterous.
It's in theaters December 20th. Got it.
All right, got it. Go back.
This looks like such a PO movie, by the way.
Go back. I don't know. I'm not a big history movie. Look at Honora. Who directed this? Anora. Sean Baker. Interesting. Anora. With not Sydney Sweeney. Sorry. Anora. I think I saw this ad when I went to. Yes, I did see this. This movie looks sick. This is a PO movie right here. This movie looks sick. Is this out yet?
Damn.
When's this
Now
out?
playing.
So check it out. The thing that this has English, Russian, and Armenian. This one looks okay. This looks like a decent pick. Anora. This looks pretty good.
It's got New York in it. It's got Russia in it.
Yeah. So the other thing is that one other thing is that when the movie comes out right at the end of the year, they sneak it across the line. It's fresh in people's minds. And Adrian Brody's obviously a sick actor. So that's what could have going for The Brutalist. And then also it's a great title for an Oscar. And it's also like, and look at that trend. The trend is your friend on that. The Brutalist is coming out of nowhere, evening the odds here. And the post-war Europe, Holocaust, all this stuff, like whatever it is, that's hard to compete with. Let me see that third one real quick. What's the third one? That's way low. Conclave movie. What's this? What is it? Edward Berger. These aren't big name directors is the one thing. So it's not like you got, Tarantino or you got Scorsese or James Cameron or one of these guys that has a huge name. I want to see this Anora movie for sure. But I don't know. I guess it's a neck and neck race between Anora and The Brutalist. This is a hard pick for me to make. I got to see the movie. It honestly doesn't even matter. Box office on Anora is only at 1.1 million, and The Brutalist is going to go clean up. Let's go The Brutalist.
I like it.
I like it. All right. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, that was your Kalshi stream. Go to kalshi.com/Bodogos, deposit $100. You get a $20 deposit bonus. And that is, to be used on Kalshi and to earn 4% yield even on active trades. So Kalshi has been shooting up the ranks in the App Store, both for financial apps and non-financial apps. Pretty incredible stuff coming out of the Kalshi camp. Thank you for listening, everyone. We will catch you next time. Hope you enjoyed it, and check out our picks